I think the missing tiger story or the border is something misleading. There are miscommunication between the officials. There is the conspiracy or the kind of conflict between the officials. That's why hastily they ordered for the investigation of 25 missing tigers, and next day they reduced the number 15 tigers. This year the monsoon was delayed, so prolonged monsoon. So trekking actually was delayed. So now the trekking actually started, and they found many missing or many lost tigers already. And second, Madam Sandhu said that the conflict is growing. Definitely, many tigers recently found poisoned by the villagers. T114, T57, the cub of T114 also, they found poison. So these kind of conflicts, nobody can deny. These are happening in Ranthambore. And there are two reasons of this. The cattle compensation program is totally failed in Ranthambore. The community is angry with the department because the number of tiger raised, and they need to belong or engage community in the process of conservation. These are the reasons that the community is showing such kind of anger against the wildlife. If we want support from the community, we have to take them in the favor of wildlife.
Okay. Okay, let me just quickly go back to Miss Simrat Sandhu. Miss Simrat Sandhu, there's another thing. The missing big cats or the missing tigers, the missing stripes is a big concern because there's also camera traps. And there are no records of these missing tigers in the camera traps. So how is that possible?
There is a camera, which is worth crores of rupees. Uske upar laga hua hai, and that camera has been lying defunct since maybe February, January, March, we don't know. अगर आपने इतना पैसा लगा के अगर कैमरास लगाए हैं एंड दैट वाज बेसिकली टू मॉनिटर, अब उसको जानबूझ के काट दिया जाता है, किसकी पेटर्नेज है नहीं है, वी डोंट नो, बट दिस ऑल नीड्स टू बी लुक्ड एट एंड इट्स हाई टाइम that we look at the safety of the tigers. इसका मतलब हमारे टाइगर सेफ नहीं है, और ये वही जगह है, ये वही पॉइंट है जहां से 95, 96 गायब हैं. अगर आप मिसिंग टाइगर्स की बात करते हो, ये वही जगह है जो 2 टाइगर्स इसी जोन से यहीं से गायब हैं, जिनके नंबर 95 और 96 हैं.
Right. Mr. Dharmendra Khandal, there's also worrying reports, but I understand you know about this firsthand as well, so I think I have to ask you this. The tiger that has been killed, it was not just stones and axe. There are also reports that there were some cracker-like substances that were used. Do you have any first-hand information on how this was done? And can you also corroborate what we just heard from the other panelists, that the shepherd who was mauled to death by the tiger was inside the wildlife park, the Ranthambore National Park?
Actually, the fringes of the park comes under the buffer. They recently, the 2006, they converted into the critical tiger habitat. Now it is nobody can go in the park, but definitely people still use the area as a grazing land for their cattle or livestock. This man definitely enter in the park. Tiger attack happened 50 or 100 meter inside the tiger reserve. Then they drag the animal outside and put it in the field. But again, I'm saying that they are entering 1 or more than 1 kilometer inside the tiger reserve every day. Not only one person, but some 100 or 1,000 people enter every day. But they used to have their rights earlier. Now the rights is taken without their consent. This is also a kind of problem. We have to take their permission or kind of consultation before take their rights to make the area as a critical tiger habitat. This is the kind of earlier mishappening because of the forest department. But again, I'm trying to say that every year, at least 8 to 9 tigers are missing in Ranthambore. Some of them due to the territorial fights, and some of them due to the poisoning by the villagers. Every year, almost 500 to 600 cattle or livestock or small ruminants like sheep and goat killed by tigers or leopards. And they have to get
Right.
the compensation. But forest department made this process very complicated, and they are not getting money timely. This is the problem. And the monitoring is also lethargic, and they are the cameras, they have two types of camera traps and the very high tower cameras. Those are, they used to say that the eye in the
Correct.
sky, those cameras are Chinese cameras, so they are not getting the small equipments. They are, most of them are like not working. Out of 12, 11 of them are not working. I heard this thing. But definitely there are
Okay. Okay.
many
Mr. Dharmendra Khandal, one last question, and because you're also a conservation biologist, there is also, while we all spoke about the human-animal conflict, about what happened, about the missing tigers, there's also another angle, and that is possibly about the density of these big cats in these national parks or wildlife sanctuaries. For example, if I'm correct, Ranthambore has a capacity of 40, but they officially at least have 75 tigers. How much of this is also a big cause of concern, and is India looking at addressing this?
Yeah, the carrying capacity of Ranthambore is around 55 to 60, I think, or maybe more. But once that number reached around 80 tigers in Ranthambore, but the 50% of Ranthambore's tiger reserve is called Kaila Devi, is still dominated by human population. There are around 20,000 human lived inside the tiger reserve. There are many temples, religious sites in the Ranthambore. There are 126 temples inside Ranthambore. And every day, lakhs of hundreds, thousands of people
Right.
visit these pilgrimages area. So we have to reduce all these human activities if we want to improve these tigers' habitat. So these are the definitely big problem. And if you see Ranthambore's monitoring, they monitor tigers inside the Ranthambore, but the periphery of the tiger reserve is very hard boundary. One side the high density of human beings, and inside the high density of tiger. And tigers will move outside. But recently, Rajasthan Forest Department thankfully developed 4 new tiger reserves. One is called Bundi, then
Right.
Mukundra, then Dholpur, Karoli Tiger Reserve, and recently they are thinking
Okay.
about Kumbhalgarh
Okay.
also. So they shifted 20 tigers from Ranthambore in the last many years, but there are few more tigers they can shift to other areas.
Right. Right. Thank you very much, Dharmendra Khandal, for joining us. And thank you, Simrat Sandhu, for joining us. Huge concerns here. There are the missing tigers of Ranthambore, and there's just another unfortunate, ugly lynching of a tiger.